Hey friends, I'm Laura Malone and I'm obsessed with all things coaching. Self-coaching, life coaching, specific niche coaching, all of it. For 20 years, I've been a traveling, homeschooling, full-time ministering, multi-passionate mom who finally decided to take the dream of starting my own business off of that top shelf. I realized that what I'd been doing all my life was called coaching. And then I found out it could be both ministry to those around me and a business blessing. Now I'm sharing everything I've learned over the years as coach, entrepreneur, and imperfect human who's still in process. I'm inviting you to my table laid out with a feast of spirit-led strategies, tangible tools, growth God's way, and clarity about your callings in life. So get ready to become the hero in your own story and an amazing guide to others. And now, enjoy the show. And welcome back to the Christian Life Coach Collective. So, a lot of coaches struggle with knowing who to give discounts to and how to help as many people as they feel like helping. Their hearts are big and loving, and they want to be a coach, not a marketer. Most of us start out being coaches because we want to coach people, not because we want to be an entrepreneur necessarily. So we don't always realize how much work in the business area is going to come alongside of wanting to be a coach and work for ourselves. And with that, our hearts are big and loving, and, we just want to help people. We want to guide people. We want to work with anybody, and it feels great to pour out what we have to pour out, right? Well, I struggled with this for years, and I coached for free or for cheap for way too long. So I want to help you figure this out sooner than later. I had been planning this episode for the future, but one of my clients recently had the issue of trying to figure out how to help all the people coming his way. And as I was responding to him, I just knew this episode needed to get scooted up in the plan. So here we go. I'm going to tell you what I would tell anybody. And out of all of these years of coaching, the people I've helped actually start a business or who are in business but keep giving things away for free or cheap, this is what I say. And even outside of coaching, people with a big heart to give and to help tend to be too benevolent for their own good. So I say, put a benevolence plan in place. All you have to do is answer these things. Like, you just have to make a decision about how you're going to be benevolent, when you'll be benevolent, and who you're going to be benevolent with. So, number one, decide who you want to serve, either for free or at a lower price. Okay. In the beginning, when you first start experimenting and coaching, there can tend to be a lot of freebies. I'm not going to argue with anybody who says, I'm just not comfortable yet. You have to be where you are in your own process. So go for it where you're at. And if you're doing things for free and you're really more maybe mentoring or pastoring where you are, as opposed to coaching and being a professional with a business, that is okay where you are. And you will progress into charging money for what you offer and for your services. You will progress into creating offers, signature offers. You will progress. So wherever you are, let it be okay that you are where you are if that's where you're comfortable. I will always encourage you to grow and get uncomfortable, but I will never tell you to bypass the stage that you are in that you need to actually work your way through, okay? So sometimes you're just at a place where you're doing things for free, especially as you're trying to figure things out, or you're doing things at a lower price. So decide who it is you really specifically want to serve that way. And like I personally offer a discount to anybody who is previous or current military or spouse. I also offer a discount to friends and family. And I also offer a discount to anybody who is a responder with my nonprofit, Crisis Response International. So If maybe your heart is to work with single moms or single dads or kids under 18, you can also just consider that you want to be able to offer a discount and know what it's going to be anytime somebody is in front of you that God points to, right? So your spirit knows I'm supposed to work with that person. And maybe as a little incentive, you offer a specific discount to them. Decide who those people are ahead of time and have it written out so that you know. Number 2, decide how many people you will make this offer to and how often you'll make this offer. Create some guidelines for yourself, okay? Maybe you say, I don't offer this discount, or I don't work with anybody at this low of a price more than, 2 people at a time per quarter of the year. Okay, maybe you give yourself how many people for how much time and how often throughout your business, your annual business calendar. Number 3, decide what kind of discount you're going to give to these people. So is this 10% off for friends and family, 20% off for single parents and sole providers, etc., right? I suggest never doing more than 25% for anybody, but down the road, you can always, as you build your business, offer a flash sale on your offer or your package, right? So you can always say, in your email marketing, you reach out and let people know they can get 40% off on this flash sale, any package, any course, any coaching sessions, and get 40% off if you buy it in the next 48 hours. That's when you're going to offer more than 25%, and that's not going to happen more than twice a year, most likely. But for your basic discounts, I would say they run 10, 15, 20, or 25% off at the max, okay? Number 4, decide how you're going to respond to people who seem to imply, even without words, that they want free or cheap services. Write out a clear response to them, just in about 2 or 3 sentences that you can slightly memorize so that when the time comes up, you can say to them, hey, I love that you want to work on this area of your life. Fortunately, you know just the right person who can help you. So I'm going to text you. If you'll give me your phone number, I'll text you the link so you can get set up, schedule something to work with me, and we'll get going from there. Okay? Awesome. And, just keep it simple, keep it short. It's kind of like your elevator pitch or your I help statement. You're going to keep it short because when you start feeling that somebody's yeah, I really like to work with you. I just don't really have any money, but see, I got a lot of problems and a lot of goals. Could really use your help, man. And you're just awesome. So when you're ready to actually invest into yourself and you want to see transformation, I know I can help you. Here's the scheduling link. And, I'll give you a little discount. So you email me and I'm going to get you set up to, get emails from me. And I will send you a coupon so that when you sign up for the appointment and the session or buy the package, you can use this discount. Okay? So simple and short. And remember that most of the people you're connecting with right now, and especially if you're in the beginning of your coaching calling, there's just a lot of people that you know and people that are in your circles, and they're going to be different than the ideal client who actually has nothing to do with you right now, but finds you later and chooses you down the road. Okay, the people you know that are in your circles when you start out are different than the ideal client you're going to get close to down the road. A good rule of thumb is to never offer lower costs to people you've never met. If they find you and they're interested in working with you, make sure that you stand on the price that you've set. And for the people that you are working with free at first or at a lower price, it's best to be upfront and tell them that you're meeting with them once for free, but that the follow-ups have to be scheduled and you're glad to offer a package with a discount, or maybe 2 more sessions with a discount. And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to write out a response to yourself that keeps you grounded when you feel pressure or put pressure on yourself to give away what you carry. Okay, something like this. Hey, me, do you remember that you're trying to support your family and build your business and do the thing you're passionate about for yourself? Do you know and remember that you're not responsible for how other people spend their money or hold on to their money? You're responsible for building a for-profit business that God's called you to and wants to bless. And even if you're called to a ministry or a nonprofit where what you do is more accessible to people financially, it still usually requires that they invest something. Do you know this? Are you remembering this in your decisions? You are a coach. You're not a pastor getting paid by a church where everybody at the church gets to come to you for free. You're not a mentor for a corporation who pays you while everybody else gets to come to you for free. You don't work for somebody else anymore. Nobody's cutting you a paycheck. You're a professional. You're not a hobbyist about this coaching thing anymore. Then the reason why you can't help everybody for free is because you're not called to everyone. You're not called to help everybody. And you're not called to do everything that you have within you to do for free all of the time. You are called to the people who God puts in front of you. And you deserve the ability to set boundaries about what you believe in and how you build your business. And you believe in the business. You believe in the coaching business God's called you to. That's why you're here. And you believe in people investing in their transformation because you know they'll get more out of the investment than if it's just all free and they can take it or leave it. And you can learn to tell people you have a link that they can use to schedule an appointment. And you can learn to hold the line. And you can learn to invite people to work with you rather than shutting them down or trying to sway them by making it all about money in your own mind. You've got this. And you can tell people, I have a coaching business and I'm ready to bring results and transformation with you. And they will understand and respect that you get paid to do what God has called you to do, and you can help them. You are a great guide. I want you to write something like that out to yourself, okay? Slow this down, write it out, write exactly what I said, change it up however you need to, put it on your computer, on your phone, in your notes, in a document, on the mirror, in an index card. It doesn't matter, wherever you're going to need it. So on the days that you feel pressure to do things at a lower cost or for free, you remind yourself about why you're doing this and what's going to feel like when you get a paycheck that actually pays the bills and actually gets the braces your kids need and actually buys the car so the tires stop wobbling on this one. You know what I mean? There are things that you want and need in your life, and it is okay to want and need them. Even though you have a helping heart and you want to help other people who can't afford everything, there are ways around this. Having a benevolence plan in place is going to protect you and your business and also give you and your heart a way to know that you are providing things for people at a lower cost when you are specifically following the pillars and the values of your business and the benevolence plan you've set in place. In the beginning, you're in experimentation mode, okay? And you're learning about your ideal client that you want to work with, the specific problems they struggle with, and you're figuring out what solutions you have to offer and how you can provide a specific solution to them that you carry inside of you. Then you have to try to decipher how to communicate it all. So doing stuff for free in the beginning is normal for somebody with a servant's heart who loves God. But you've got to learn how to put boundaries around that, and you'll be all good. It's totally fine to be benevolent. Just have a plan in place ahead of time so that you know what you offer, who you offer it to, and how you're going to communicate it when it's time to hold the line. And I also don't recommend throwing out what the discount is that you offer. Instead, I do what you can to get somebody to the offer first, like lead them to the email, lead them to the website, lead them to the offer where they can see what's available and how you can help them, even if that's a free discovery call. See, the psychology of marketing is that when you tell people about a price or a discount, before they even know the offer in full, their brains are making a decision about the amount of money based on their comparison of what's in their bank account, what they've seen offered elsewhere, and their money mindset. So rather than saying, hey, yeah, I'll give you a 15% discount if you'll sign up for a package today to this person in line at the store, or let's say your second cousin, you invite them to transformation and explain that because of who they are to you, you have a heart to help them get the transformation even easier by creating a discount. Because let's say they've served our country, or you have a heart for someone who is the sole provider for their family and is single, taking care of their kids, or maybe they're a first responder of some kind. You can also say that you'd just like to give them a friends and family discount because you feel the Lord impressing upon you that He wants you to pursue working with them, right? Well, you don't have to tell them all of the information up front, but you can offer it as an incentive if you want. So be clear about your discounts up front in the language when they book, so that if it's a one-time discount, they know it. Or if it's an all of the time discount, they know it. So like if you're offering friends and family to a friends and family discount to friends and family, that's going to be an all the time discount. But if you offer a friends and family discount just to somebody that you're trying to bring an incentive to buy the package and work with you, that's a one-time discount in general, because you want them to turn into full price paying clients. Okay. Now be on the lookout for an upcoming episode about the psychology of marketing and how you can become a marketer without being so grimy about it. We've all experienced being sold and feeling gross about it. So that in turn informs our ability as entrepreneurs and our interest in selling now that we are business owners. I struggled with it for years and it really held me back, but now I know that I can help people and that the right people for me to help are going to be glad to pay for the help I can offer. So consider all the things that people pay for and simply like they're just reloading hundreds of dollars a year into apps that help them buy coffee or chicken faster, right? What you offer as a coach is so much more valuable than coffee and chicken. But they don't see that yet. You're going to have to walk them into it. Now it's your job to help them really understand what you offer and the transformation you can help them get and the results you can guide them into, and to communicate to them how their investment in themselves is worth the sacrifice of too many waffle fries in 1 year. And as I'm saying this, I hear my heart saying, but is it really? I do love a good waffle fry and a nice creamy orange dip. Do you know that you can buy dip holders on Amazon for your car? Like I bought one for my son for Christmas last year. It literally clips into the air vent and holds your chicken dipping sauce, which I think is super fancy and brilliant. And I'm going to get one for myself soon. So, and yeah, okay, end of that. If you've listened to episode number 3 about what type of coach you are, I suggest going to sterlingandstonementoring.com and taking the free quiz to see where you land on what type of coach you are. So it's the most popular episode so far. And I thought, well, I'd like to build out a quiz to help people figure out what type of coach they are. I've talked to different people. Some are like, I knew exactly what kind of coach I was as soon as I heard you say it. And then others are like, gosh, I don't really know. Like that one seems a lot like me and that one seems a lot like me. So I've had some really good feedback about it, and you can get the result without even giving me your email address. It's not a big deal. If you do go on to add your email address, then you're going to get more in your inbox about what type of coach you are and some ways to make your coaching better based on the type of coach that you are. So I hope that this is encouraging you to create boundaries and set a plan so that when you're confronted with a situation where people want free or cheap services, or you feel an internal pressure, even if they're not saying anything, this is going to give you confidence that you know what you have to offer. And just make it so that you know that you don't go outside of these boundaries. Okay? I will never offer somebody more than a 25% discount. That is not something my business offers. I've decided that a long time ago. So now I can't do that until at which time I decide that there's a sale on my services or my offers or my courses. Okay? I know that my specific discounts set up in my scheduler, I use Acuity for my scheduling. Some people use Calendly. There are a few out there. And I already have coupons and discounts set up. So I know that if I give a specific word to somebody, they're going to get a specific set discount. And that's just a boundary that I've set up, and it's kind of like now my business knows what that is, and I have to follow the rules of engagement there. My business tells me, because I set my business pillars so that those things are set, okay? No, they're not in concrete, but they're pretty firm. And that gives me guidance, because in a reasonable moment, or let's say like a moment of being reasonable, I determined who I wanted to serve at a lower cost. And I determined how much my business could afford to give them a discount. And I determined when I'll give those discounts. And I'm not just pushed around by imposter syndrome, and I'm not pushed around by peer pressure or friends and family pressure. I'm not pushed around by stranger danger pressure. No. I know where my discounts land. I know that I'm benevolent in heart, and I know where the boundaries are. That helps me when I'm faced with a moment. And if you have to, put a note in your phone so that you remember what the discount is and who you give them to. So when you're out and about and you come up against this situation, you can refer to your phone and say, oh, I already have a plan for this. Okay? You know what to say. You know how to say it. It's already been decided. It will literally take you 15 minutes to sit down and determine and make the decisions that I've laid out for you in this episode. I hope it's been helpful for you, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. Are you ready to become a hero in your own story by investing in yourself through life coaching? Are you looking to become an amazing guide to others by becoming a coach or up-leveling your current practice? Then check out sterlingandstonementoring.com to see how we can work together. And don't forget, it's really easy to say thanks if any of this free content has been a blessing to you, just by leaving a quick written review over on Apple Podcasts. And thank you in advance.